Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Kinfolk Farms. Appreciate you guys stopping by. If you're checking us out for the first time, we really appreciate you guys stopping by. I got something fun I want to do today. A cool little experiment that I wanted to do with the quail. I hope you guys will stick around and check this out. I'm really excited about it. But first, let's go down here and see our new addition to the farm. Well, before we fool with the quail, we got our little morning chores we got to do real quick. First thing I got to do is check on these little baby chicks. We got us some new chicks in the mail the other day. We're going to do the Freedom Rangers again this year. We just got through doing a batch of Cornish Cross, and now we got the Freedom Rangers. They seem to be doing good. Travis has been all over this, my son-in-law, so I really haven't had to do nothing. But they're doing great. These are the most hardy birds ever. We had done those Cornish Cross a few months back, and we were losing birds. I think we lost 8 or 9 birds, something like that. They're just so easy to lose them, for them to pass away when they're little chicks. We just have such a hard time, and I think everybody does. But these Freedom Rangers, they are just tough little old birds. Tough little birds. But they seem to be doing good. They got food, they got water. So I don't have to do anything in here. Let's go up here and check these monsters on the hill. Go give them their afternoon veggies. We got a ton of fruit from the fruit stand last night. 4 or 5 boxes. We'll load that up, throw that over the pen, get them fed. And then I'll show you what I do want to do with the quail. I'm really excited about it. Show you guys what we got from the fruit stand last night. Travis picks it up on the way home, and instead of driving, we have to drive way up there, and he's got a Mustang, so he just parks it here, drops it off. I load it up and take it up there in the mornings. But look at all this. The honeybees have started finding it. Just tons and tons. Look at all those peaches. Tell me those aren't going to be some happy pigs. We got 4 boxes of them. Let me load these up, take them and feed the girls up there. I'm sure they'll be happy to see that. They'll probably be asleep. It's the middle of the afternoon, but stick around. I'm going to go feed these guys real quick, then we'll go into the quail pen. Well, the girls are passed out in their little house. They're waking up now. I know as soon as I start rattling this chain, they'll start getting up. But this is what we got left over from yesterday. We still got 3 boxes. The honeybees are starting to find it. You got to watch where you put your hand, or you'll put your hand on a honeybee. We still got a big watermelon. I'm going to dump every bit of this over, and then bring the other 4 boxes and stack it up for later. They're starting to stir. Well, guys, I want to give y'all a little update on our bulk feeder. Put out a couple videos on this thing. They have absolutely loved it. We had to move it from the front side of the tree to the back side, and it still hasn't worked out good for us. This lid, of course, y'all gonna say the strap's in the way. That's the only way we can get it away from the pigs. But being the lid lifts this way, it keeps getting caught on the bark. So I think I'm gonna end up having to put some posts in the ground, some T-posts or something to mount it to. We let it run out of food the other day, and they practically destroyed it. They bent up the bottom real bad. They bent the bottom up, so I got to put a 2x4 in there and screw it to stabilize. But it's worked out great. It has absolutely worked out great, but now I have to unstrap it every time I want to fill it back up. I have to unstrap it to get the top off. And there's a honeybee in there. She's gonna be trapped, but they are some happy pigs. This thing is the best deal. It's just the best. We don't have to worry as much about coming out in the evening and feed them. They always have food. It's just been the best. But our feed costs have went through the roof. They're eating about 200 pounds every 4 days, going on 5 days. So the fruit from the fruit stand, I mean, I preach about it so much. It has been such a help because it fills their bellies and it's free. We get it from our fruit stand. There for a while we had 3 fruit stands, but giving us fruit, but they just couldn't eat it as fast. So we dialed it down to 1. And like I say, they give us 3-4 boxes a day. But just look at the size of these girls. They're just giant. The camera don't do them no justice. That one's just a beast. Just a beast. Just big old pigs. Just big mama pigs. We couldn't be more happy. But anyway, we're going to go. I'm going to take these boxes, get them out of the truck. We're going to head to the quail. I'm super excited about what we're going to do with the quail. Stick around. Let's jump on that real quick. Guys, we're out here at the chicken pen, the chicken coop / quail coops. I wanted to try a new little experiment, and I can't remember for the life of me where I seen this or heard this, and it's been just racking my brain. I don't know if I seen it on YouTube or if I read about it, but we're always trying to find different ways to feed our animals. And one way, like I say, I hark on it all the time, is getting fruit from your local fruit stand and stuff like that. But I got to thinking about how we could give some extra feed to our quail. Now, it's no problem feeding our quail this game bird feed we feed them. But I thought I wanted to do a little something extra for them. Because I sat out, when I processed these last batch of birds, I sat out here and I watched them, and they will scratch in this dirt. And they will find little bugs, little worms, little tiny, just little bitty tiny, all kind of little insects, like things I didn't even see. But it was really cute watching them because they pick it up. And they're kind of like a cat. They'll pick it up, drop it, pick it up, drop it, and then another one will grab it. And it's not like a chicken that just gulps it down, but they sort of play with their food a little bit. But I thought it would be fun to put a light out here at night. One of these little solar panel lights out here. So in the morning, hopefully this thing will draw in a ton of moths and other little flying critters, at night. I thought that would be a heck of a lot of fun to just see if the quail will actually gather around this light and eat all the little bugs that fly around it. Now, it may not work, but for some reason, I know that I cannot get it out of my head. I've seen it somewhere or read about it somewhere that somebody else did this a long time ago, but I thought it would be fun to give it a shot and see how it works. Now, my only concern is when we put these quail in here, something that we didn't even think about. I don't know if y'all can see, but there's a street light right there on that power pole. There's a street light, so these guys get plenty of light at night. When I get home at 5 in the morning, they're already out here, just like the chickens. They're already up, walking around in here. The males are crowing, and they're up and at them. They're doing their thing. So I'm not sure if I set it on the far wall, if that street light will keep the light from coming on, because I hadn't even experimented with this yet. So I'm sure this video is going to take a couple of days to make. But if anything, we'll let it charge one day on this side and then bring it to this far wall the next day. But I'm going to see if I can get some footage of this thing, hopefully drawing in some moths and things that the quail can eat. So stick around. We're going to experiment with this light. I think it will be a heck of a lot of fun, because these quail are so fascinating just to see what all they do. I love having them on the ground for the fact they get out here, they have their own little dirt bath areas. They're laying eggs like crazy. We got 11 females, and yesterday we got 9 eggs. So we're getting a really high egg rate. It's fantastic. We're going to fire up the incubator this weekend, and I know I'll have well over 50 eggs because we're sitting on 36 or 7, we're sitting on right at 40, 42 eggs right now. And so this weekend we should have way up in the numbers to try to hatch out another batch. So I'm super excited about that. Of course, I'll be putting out a video about that, but stick around. This video is going to take me a couple days to make, but for y'all it's only going to take a minute or two. But we're going to experiment and see if this light will draw in bugs and give some extra supplemental feeding to our quail. I think that'll be a heck of a lot of fun. Well guys, I don't want to drag this video on much longer. This is actually night number 3, and I hate it that experiment didn't work. It really didn't work out. Last night, on the second night, we had a few little things flying around. There's a few out here tonight. I just seen one just now, but there's a few little bugs that are flying around. Nothing like I thought there would be, but I'm only coming out here about 15 minutes at a shot. But I did see them last night chasing one of these little bugs. One of them caught its eye and chased it around for a second. So I believe that this experiment might work, putting the light out here and having them draw in some bugs. But I've noticed the bugs are really way down. I don't know if it's just getting later in the summer. I'm not actually sure, but little disappointed that it didn't work. But hey, I would have never known if I didn't try. I'm going to leave the light out here. But one thing we have noticed, or we're thinking anyway, I'm not sure if it's the street light or that light there. I would have to say it's probably that street light. I don't know if y'all can see that street light. That street light is right there above them. And it stays fairly bright in here. And I think that's actually going to help our egg rate, help us get more and more eggs. Because a quail needs about 14 hours of daylight to produce eggs. And these guys, I don't know if it's just because they're brand new or what. Like I say, this is the first time we've ever raised quail, but they are really poor on the eggs. I don't know if it's just because they just started laying or what, but I'm hoping with that street light that it'll keep them producing eggs for us, at least up until winter, until I can get these 3 pens full. But it's been a pretty fun experiment. I really enjoyed doing it. The quail seem to be hanging out around the light more than anywhere else. And I'm sure if a bug shows up thereafter, because these are bug eating, they jump on these bugs. But anyway, it was fun to try, guys. I really appreciate y'all checking out our videos. That was a lot A lot of fun. If you like this video, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, smash that like button, share it with a friend, tell all your friends about Kinfolk Farm. Oh, there's a bug. We would really appreciate it, and we really appreciate you guys checking out our channel. We will see you on the next video.